in 4 states. This is WHAG News. This is a WHAG News special report.
Many prayers are with the community of Newtown, Connecticut tonight after a disturbing tragedy at an elementary school where more than 24 people, including children, were killed. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Mullen. 26 people are dead, including 20 children, after a gunman opened fire in an elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut. The gunman is identified as 20-year-old Adam Lanza, whose mother taught at the school. Lanza is believed to have shot his mother at her house and then driven to the school where he opened fire on her students. Chris Mullen is in Newtown. We have the latest from this horrible story.
They came together in inconsolable grief, shock, and sadness, the members of this small community of Newtown, Connecticut. Mourners gathering for a candlelight vigil following a tragedy of unimaginable horror. Just hours earlier, 20 children and 6 adults were brutally gunned down in the Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Children, beautiful children who had simply come to school to learn.
Frantic parents rushed back to the school, desperate for any information about their children.
You there? Faith is okay.
I work in Bridgeport and I drove back up here, and it was, like I said, it was the longest drive of my life. It was really hard not knowing.
Parents clung to one another as they waited for news, then the horrifying reality no one could comprehend.
This is just a nightmare. You just want to wake up from it and just you can't, say it never really happened. It's a shock.
The shooter, 20-year-old Adam Lanza, killed his mother, then drove to the school where she was a teacher and opened fire on her students. He, too, died at the school.
We heard shots and everybody went on the ground.
Police and SWAT teams surrounded the school and stormed outlying buildings. Once the scene was secure, teachers escorted the students to safety, out of harm's way, but still protecting their innocence by having them close their eyes as they walked past the carnage. At the local fire station, the parents of victims gathered to await identification.
The intensity of emotion is really hard to put into words. It was sobbing, there was yelling, there was people throwing themselves on the floor in absolute upsetment.
Grief-stricken, President Obama addressed the nation.
The majority of those who died today were children. Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old.
The country now mourning with this small Connecticut community that has lost so much. Chris Mullen, NBC News, Newtown, Connecticut.
And in Washington, unfortunately, it's not the first time that the President of the United States has had to react to a tragedy like this. He's been monitoring the situation closely all day. As we just saw, President Obama has ordered flags to be flown to half-staff in memory of the shooting victims. The flag on top of the White House was lowered just after 3 this afternoon. Around the same time, the flags at the U.S. Capitol building was brought to half-staff as well. The President has ordered flags at federal buildings and public ground to be flown at half-staff through Tuesday, December 18th. The President spoke earlier. We'll go now to another emotional reaction.
Beautiful little kids between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. They had their entire lives ahead of them. Birthdays, graduations, weddings, kids of their own. Among the fallen were also teachers, men and women who devoted their lives to helping our children fulfill their dreams.
Very difficult to see that. Well, many parents are wondering tonight whether they should discuss the school shooting in Connecticut with their own children, and if so, how. Child trauma experts do recommend bringing the tragedy up with children because it's very likely they will hear something, whether from a friend or the television. And if they don't have all of the facts up straight, they'll make up their own conclusions. You can start by asking what they know and then express to them how rare shootings like this actually are. Experts say it's important to talk to them about how we do things every day to stay safe, and that you'll continue to do so in every way that you can.
Make sure that the kind of first and foremost goal is to reassure them that you're doing lots of things to keep them safe. You hold hands when you cross the street, you put on your seatbelt when you get in the car, you look both ways. All of those things are measures that we take to keep us safe every day.
Experts also recommend shielding young kids from news as much as possible this weekend. Even if you think they're not paying attention, they usually are. Certainly very hard, again, to take it all in. We have much more on this horrific tragedy as information continues to develop. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll switch gears to another news making local headlines this Friday night. Stay with us.